Hello and welcome to the Metro Guide. So I'm going to go over everything about Metro, starting from like side. Well, here's how it's gonna work. We're going to start with sides, and then we're going to go and talk about how the map's played. Then I'm just gonna show you like how to actually push things. So starting with Phantoms. Now the thing about Phantoms is this is the harder side to play. And the reason why is because the idea with Phantoms is that you spawn side-esque. And because you spawn side-esque, you'll have a much easier time just taking space, and you can very easily outpace your enemy and spawn trap ghosts as Phantoms if you hold side, because you'll constantly have a constant flow of players into mid. However, the downside of Phantoms is that if you cannot hold side, you essentially have no mid space whatsoever, because mid green, unlike mid yellow, which has long, is very cramped and doesn't have much space to like push out of mid. Because Ghost, on the other hand, they have this area called long, which is very open and has a lot of vision onto the middle of the map, especially Ticket. And so it's much harder for Phantoms to be able to contest this mid space outside of having side-esque. And so a lot of Phantoms is pushing bomb side as a team to take this side-esque space, and likewise as a ghost, you want to stop and prevent that side-esque push, because it is very powerful for either team to hold this for its own various reasons, but for Phantoms especially, it's crucial that you hold this part of the map if you want to win. And so you'll typically see like one person holding mid green right here to probably try to just kill these people rotating through side door, and then you'll have like maybe 3 or 4 people pushing bottom sides to come and take this box space. And then when they have that box space, they'll be holding concrete, maybe far up side door, Ticket, many places. And then also purple and red. Now, red is more favored towards Phantoms. It's much easier for Phantoms to contest this purple and red space, and also simply because this box right here is very powerful and very hard for ghosts to flush out. It essentially gives you the entire right side of the map, which is very good for contesting topside if you cannot take side S. And so purple is very strong and very powerful. So a lot of teams sometimes do opt for just giving up side S and pushing purple sometimes if they are unable to hold side at all. But the problem with this is that you're when you're coming out of purple, you have essentially this little doorway, and so you have to get into red, maybe push into yellow and wrap their spawn, because it's kind of a gimmick strat, I dare say, because there's so many angles here that just hold down purple that although it's good, it's not the best. And so, like I said, a lot of teams will just opt for just holding down side because it's the easiest and most straightforward way to win. So if you want to play towards purple, coordinate with your team. Otherwise, you're typically just gonna have like 3 or 4 side esque, one mid green, and a couple dudes purple. Just hold the space so that ghosts just don't constantly go into your spawn and wreck chaos. And as for ghosts, the idea is also pretty simple. You're typically gonna have one guy here sitting mid yellow just to kill the purple guy on the opposite side doing the exact same thing right here, and then those people are just gonna be like legit holding hands the entire game. Aside from that, you're typically going to have one person trying to contest this red space, because this is powerful for just holding mid in general. It's a very nice position. Getting into purple as well is strong because it allows you to contest mid green very easily and just kill a lot of people off spawn. And then for side, a lot of people in general, they either push bottom side or side door. I prefer to go side door regardless of where I spawn, because then it's more of a 50-50. If I spawn bottom side, then I have to worry about top and bottom. So side door is very nice. At least a lot of teams, they should be pushing side door as a group, and then afterwards they like to flood this out. There's a lot of really nice angles. Now the theory to this map isn't that difficult. Most of it's just sides, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just get into the game. So we're gonna start with side, then I'm gonna do mid, then I'm gonna do purple. For side, it's very simple. If you're pushing bottom side, you're gonna want to toss a nuke right there, bounce it off that wall uncooked. This will kill the guy if he's sitting here, and if he's right here, he's gonna have to like play around this thing or just be forced to peek. And if you have a teammate with you, this guy's just dead. Now, another thing when you're bottom side is you want to go wide. You have to go wide. The reason why is because if you go narrow, although you're much more comfortable here and less exposed to all the angles, this guy is gonna have a much easier time fighting you because this angle is more like one-sided towards him, and also he can just do. There's a lot of more like plays he can do to get the kill off on you. Like he can run down bottom side, he can jump peek you, he can. There's a lot of things. Like he could come here concrete, but if you're wide on the angle, although you are exposed to that bottom side, you can take this fight more easily because you can just see him. He's not gonna have the cover of just being able to just fall back and just try to wallbang and pre-fire you while you're here trying to try to predict his next move. You can just come back here and then you're just wide on this angle. Or you could just run upside and try to just take that fight. Or option. And then for holding top side box, this place is good. What you want to be careful about side box is there's a very common nade that is thrown right here, where they just bounce it off that wall uncooked, and then afterwards, it will wipe pretty much this entire area of side box. So be careful of that. If they cook it, you're just instantaneously dead. But this is good for holding down Paradox. You can come here into this kiosk, watch into their spawn, play around the box back here, and just try to kill these dudes. Got a wall bang maybe. Concrete's a more common position because you're more safer from yellow. It's easier to hold side from here because you can just peek like that. You can take it as well, really good for the same reason. I glitch on top of this thing. This is an angle I'm a big fan of. I glitch right here. And then for some more gimmicky stuff, you can hide on this wall right here if you just stand like this, and they actually cannot see you at all. So they like get over here-ish, but they still won't see you unless they're literally looking for you. You're pretty much flush with that wall. And it's the same thing for another gimmick spot I saw right here. They cannot see you right here, and they just swing out. I've done that to somebody once, and they said, where did I come from? But this spot right here, very gimmicky. But if they expect it, they'll do it. And then, yeah, some people play towards top, side door. And this is just tend to be for pre-fires, killing the people who come up mid-S. And sometimes they'll push into here and try to kill the guy who's contesting red. Mid-yellow people. Very strong. And that's about it for side S. Other than that, if you want to hold bottom side, you only really have two options. You can stand on this, or you can try to sound whore here. Sound whore in here is not as strong as it is for Ghost. It's how the angle, how it's angled. This is a flat wall, that's a diagonal wall. Just angles. And then for mid, this is the most common place to head glitch. And the reason why is because it gives you an angle on towards side door to help your side S players, because ghosts are going to be coming out from side door. And so if you play around mid, you're typically going to be on this thing the entire game. But one thing you don't want to make a mistake of is just sitting here all game. If your team has side S, take initiative and just push up. Or if you have like players bottom side contesting and they're trying to come up and there's nobody mid, don't just sit here and wait for the fight. Come up here and swing this. Help your team fight for side S. Running down mid is very underrated from lower level players and some higher level players, because like you essentially have a crossfire onto this guy's side if there's no mid yellow player, who typically is dead most of the time. Other things, refire that. Be aware of this angle. It's very gimmicky as well. Some people stand here and then they'll just try to kill the push out. Careful purple kiosk. Other than that, there is some nade tech you can do. You can toss uncooked nades on the floor just like this. Just a roller, and it'll kill the people coming up Paradox. Other than that, there's not really much other gimmicky things I could talk about. Other than, like, this pillar, again, can be used for cover. If you really have to, I don't really recommend it. It's kind of narrow. But that's cover. Then, I mean, of course, obviously, it'll be used as like this. So that leaves purple. Now, for contesting purple, there's a very underrated angle you can use right here. Very hard to kill from their perspective. Other than that, what you're typically going to be doing is just rolling a nade over here. And one thing to be aware of is a lot of people, they opt to play in this little hallway here because you can swing out onto the people mid-green, 1-frame angle, and you can fire the 4-frame angle, and it keeps you safe from nades. Versus standing right here, you're very exposed to the nades. So just watch out for that. Most people, at least good players like Wally, I see Wally do this a lot. He prefers to like opt to play in here versus right here. Or sometimes like play right here and just hold purple from a more passive angle right here. Fire this. Another thing you have to watch out for is this angle right here, this angle. This is a head glitch, by the way. Very annoying and difficult. But that's just all comes with Tom's knowing the game state. But just be like aware of like these different spots that people can play. And this is very uncommon, but also gimmicky. Just standing right here and then running away. So these are just angles that people use on Ghost. Another gimmicky thing I see is standing right here. I've seen this by Kimrex once. I'm not too sure how much this works, but if you want to try it, you can. I don't think it works just because of how things. And that's kind of all there is. Now, at least for purple. Rolling a red, this is a go-to for many people. Not as strong as just holding the box, though. One thing about standing here, though, is if you stand here, and the enemy team isn't completely stupid, they'll throw an uncooked nade off that wall, and then afterwards it'll land and kill pretty much everywhere here. Which is why I actually like to stand in this corner. But this is also a gimmick. It's much better, in my opinion, to do it just like Wally does and stand either here, or just stand right here with an executioner, or right here. This is also very strong. Because it's kind of hard to peek into that. So if you fear a nade, or it's like there hasn't been noise for a while, you can probably just play more forward in front of the box. Pushing into mid-yellow, this guy who sits here on the side door is also a good option. Never a bad idea. You can head glitch this on hill. I don't recommend it. It's not very that good. Or right here, as well. And then, is there any other gimmick? I guess you can go on top of here, but that place kind of sucks, so I won't recommend it. Oh yeah, you can technically just run down here and pre-fire this, but that's not really gimmicky. So, oh, flanking. Flanking's a big part. Okay, I would recommend most players, if you spawn here and your team has no mid presence, please just go up purple stairs and fight side S. Please do not run into their spawn. Like, if you're good at the game and know what you're doing, yes, come into their spawn. But coming into their spawn doesn't really do much for your team, because realistically, like, if you kill a player and you're just in their spawn and you don't move, well then congrats, you've essentially done nothing, because you're not doing anything to help the other 5 players on the map contest for space. You just killed one guy in their spawn, you're just going to kill that one guy over and over again. You just turned the game from a 6v6 into a 5v5. And so it's like, unless you really know how to like hold down their spawn, in which case it probably look like something like standing right here and then finding a timing to go up Paradox and contest the people wherever they are. I would much prefer newer players and just players in general. Please just run up purple, take this fight purple, run through purple door. So now your team has an avenue into mid, and then just fight side. It's much better for fans to do it that way. Ghost also spawn purple flank, so I would much rather Ghost also do that too. Very strong. Alright, now we're going to talk about Ghost. This is very easy. I called it the easy side for a reason. Literally, all you have to do to win this map is just have a one person like right there, and then literally just 5-man push side door. I say side door, not bomb side, because bomb side is easier to kill and it's much more like punishing to push. If you just push side door though, like you have a lot of space to work with, and you can stand on like these little things, and these can be used as cover. These little spots right here. And kind of underrated. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's not the worst thing either. Like just using these as cover to protect yourself from concrete. Now, if the player is ticket, you are actually angled out and they can't kill you, or if they're like standing right here. But like from these people who are just playing box, they literally cannot see you. Wall bangable unless you have a P90. So That's one thing to keep a note. Other than that, once you have side as a ghost, you're typically just gonna be chilling here on concrete, waiting for your team. Where you're gonna be pushed up here. Most people don't actually hold top side unless it's as a team. They'll be rotating over to fight the people climbing up. Most side holds actually have one person down here on bottom side in this free fire angle. And then the rest of the people just fight to hold down purple and the green mid walkout. And so yeah, it's pretty simple and straightforward how you do that. I mean, like, there's ticket, there's kiosk, there's box. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. One thing that's important is dealing with red. Toss a nade off that wall, and then afterwards try to free fire him. Other than that, good luck trying to kill red. Mid yellow, this is pretty good. You can also swing out mid, very strong, especially if they don't have a purple kiosk. Not purple kiosk, if they have a mid green player. Some other really strong nades to kill common angles. You can toss it off there, uncut, kills purple kiosk. One off there, kill some sidebox. You can slide a nade onto that kiosk right there. And this nade's actually good because it deals damage to this guy, and if he's low, he'll die. That's another really good nade. There's a lot of really good uncooked nades that you can throw. Another thing is you can toss a nade literally right there. It rolls off bottom side and lands like literally right there, and then it'll just kill the people trying to come in from bottom side. And then, if you do find yourself playing bottom side, one thing you can do, and this will get you called a pedophile, but it's very strong, is you can just come right here, and then this is a pixel head glitch, and they cannot kill you. You can stand here as well. Don't recommend it. Make sure you're not on this room. It's just enough to where it's not a head glitch. So, like, just stand, like, right here. There used to be a more powerful head glitch, but Nolan removed it because he hates me. Phantoms do spawn here as you're coming up, by the way, so be aware of that. And then for holding purple, I would recommend just like standing right here and something like Wally does. Very strong, very powerful. Or standing on these stairs. These stairs are really good because it's head glitch. This isn't not as good of a spot. Nobody uses it because that spot's just way better. This spot's also really good, especially if the enemy team's outside. You can just come here and kill the concrete player and probably swing out. Some nice plays you can do. And then, not a whole lot of gimmicks to go side. Not a whole lot of gimmicks to this map in general. A lot of it just comes down to being your team to coordinate with each other. So I'll talk about spawns and then I'll just call it here. When you're running up Paradox, always look behind you and then just slide up. Because they could spawn purple flank and kill you. If someone's in your spawn, depending on where they are, you could just ignore him. But I typically recommend just going on to like these kiosks and trying to kill him. Or just better just run up and be careful when coming up this kiosk, pay attention, because if you know there's one side door, this is a head glitch. So that. And then another nade you can throw when contesting side, right off that pillar. Kills concrete. This head glitch works as well for ghosts, contesting green. Same thing with this, not as good. Here's a gimmick. Oh, I missed the jump. Okay, I suck. Oh, here's another gimmick. Stand right here. But now I'm kind of just dry of information. It's kind of everything. Man. Oh yeah. Well, I guess this is the last thing. If you stand right here, pixel head glitch, really strong. Well, other than that, that's kind of everything. All right. Good luck.